Welcome to Cheap and Cheerful, sorting through the video game bargain bins to save you time and money. Today we have The 39 Steps, a so-called digital adaptation of the book bearing the same name. The folks over at The Story Mechanics have created this nice little digital version of The 39 Steps, complete with lots of nice artwork, voice acting, and limited interaction. Obviously, since the story is already written, you can't change the outcomes with your actions, but they do help to kind of draw you in to the story a little bit more. And hey, you can set the language to Gaelic if you so choose. Not entirely helpful to most of us, but a neat touch nonetheless. Some of you may be familiar with the 39 Steps already from the book or various film or play adaptations, but for those of you that aren't, it's a man-on-the-run thriller, spy, espionage story. Set in the United Kingdoms before the First World War, it follows a man named Richard Hannay, who has the title of hero sort of thrust upon him. Since the story is the game, I'm not going to spoil any more of it, but personally, I really enjoyed it, and it kept me coming back. So what makes this a game and not just an animated picture book? Well, they've added achievements, if that means anything to you. You'll get them all in one playthrough without doing anything special, so besides an easy 100%, they don't really add anything, just statistics for people who like that kind of thing, I guess. During the actual game, you'll be reading text, listening to voiceover, watching these short little animated segments. There's a limited point-and-click adventure sort of mechanic in places, and a draw on the screen thing you do occasionally to complete actions. It's kind of unique. It's not timed or anything. You can mess it up, but you just keep trying until you get it right.
Richard Hannay, you have got into the wrong.
I think it all works pretty nicely together. It doesn't get in the way of the story, which is a core experience there, but it, like I said earlier, it does kind of draw you in a little more. You can't just sit there and be distracted. You have to be engaged in the story, which is really why games excel at that if done correctly. Overall, the voice acting is good, with each character sounding unique and authentic. Occasionally there's a little bit of heavy breathing during chase scenes that's kind of odd, but that's alright. Going into this, I was a little concerned about pacing, but it turns out that's not an issue at all. The use of the visuals to give descriptions really helps cut out the need for exposition and lengthy voiceover describing scenes. All in all, it'll run about 3 hours of gameplay. So now the big questions. First, is it worth your time? I would say yes. It's a unique game, it's a very good story, and you can complete it in 1-2 sittings. It won't take a lot of your time up. And then, is it good value? Well, frankly, no. At least not at full price. $15 they ask for on Steam is pretty steep for what you're getting here. But this game has recently been showing up in bundles, and even the Steam daily deal and week-long deals. And with Steam now allowing developers to put their games on sale whenever, it's probably a good chance that a few times a year this will go on sale. But when it does get discounted on sales and bundles, usually 75 to 90% off, it clearly represents good value. In fact, it's probably cheaper than you could buy the book. So, if you're looking for a good story with low pressure gameplay, or maybe just a change of pace for a few hours, then the 39 steps, at least when it's discounted, is definitely a good bet. This has been Cheap and Cheerful. Thank you for watching. For more value-based video game reviews, check out youtube.com/CAC Games.